Hello friends, welcome to my channel Eccentric Learning. Many videos on numbers and its classification, square roots and cube roots, HCF and LCM has already been uploaded. I hope you have gone through it. If not, the link has been given in the description box. Please go through it. Also, if you like the videos and the content, then please do subscribe to the channel and also share with your friends. In today's video, we will be learning what is percentage, how to convert a percentage into a fraction and vice versa, how to find the percentage increase or decrease of a quantity, and so on. Let me inform you one thing. This percentage is a very important topic, as if you are comfortable in this topic, it would be very much helpful for you in the simple and compound interest chapter, profit and loss, and many more chapters which would be using percentages. So that's why I would request all of you to be very much attentive when you see this video and to practice along with this video. I have divided this topic into two parts. In the first part, we'll be seeing some basic of percentages and we'll be also seeing some shortcuts. And in the second part, we'll be solving some word problems based on percentages. So let us start with what is percentage. Whenever we hear about the word percentage, the first thing that comes to our mind is the number 100. Why? Because percent, the word implies for every 100. For example, if I take the number 200, so this 200 is complete 100% of itself. Now, if I want to find, say, 50% of this number would be what? So we can say that 100% of this number is 200. So I can say that 1% would be 200 by 100 simply by using the unitary method. Now, if I want to find 50% of the same number, so this would be 200 upon 100 into 50. Now I can rewrite this as 50 upon 100 times of 200, which can be rewritten as 50% of 200. So whenever we want to find the percentage of a number, simply I need to divide that number by 100 and we need to multiply the number for which we want to calculate the percentage. So in this case, this would be 50 by 100 of 200. So this would be 1 by 2 times of 200. So that would be 100. In a similar way, if I want to calculate, say, 40% of the number 80. So again, I need to divide 40 upon 100 times of 80. So this would be 0, 0, 0, 0, and that is 32. So we can say that 40% of the number 80 is 32. So whenever we need to calculate the percentage of a number, simply we need to take the number and we need to divide it by 100 times of the number for which we want to calculate the percentage. In a similar way, suppose if I want to calculate 140% of the number 700. So this would be simply 140 upon 100 times of 700. So this is 0, 0, 0, 0. 14 times of 7 is 98 and there is 1 0. So this is 980. So we can say that 140% of the number 700 is 980. Okay, so now let us see how to find the percentage increase or decrease of a quantity. Now suppose I have a tank in which there are, say, 50 liters of water. Now some water has been added to this tank and now the quantity of the water is, say, 80 liters. So I want to find what is the percentage increase in the quantity of this water. So I can simply use this formula to calculate the percentage increase in the quantity of the water. So this says that we need to find the actual increase upon the original quantity times of 100. So in this case, the actual increase, this would be 80 minus 50. So that is 30. And the original quantity is 50. So we can say that the percentage increase would be simply 30 upon 50 times of 100. So that is, if you calculate, this would be coming as 60%. So we can say that when 30 liters of water is being added to this tank, then the percentage increase is 60%. In a similar way, suppose initially the quantity in this tank was, say, 80 liters, and now it has been reduced to, say, 50 liters. So what is the percentage decrease in the quantity of water? So again, we'd be using now percentage decrease formula, which is actual decrease upon original quantity times of 100. So in this case, the decrease would be 80 minus 50, which would be 30 again. And now the original quantity was 80 liters, not 50 liters. So we need to take here 80 times of 100. So now if you calculate, this would be 37.5%. So that means there is a 37.5% decrease from 80 liters to 50 liters. we can put a negative sign here to indicate that this is a decrease in the percentage. Okay, so now let us try to see how we can use this percentage increase decrease formula to solve some questions. Suppose I have a number 80 and we are saying that this number 80 has been increased by 20%. So what would be the new number? Now, if I want to increase this formula, I can say that since this is a percentage increase, so I can write it here 20 equivalent to actual increase. So let the final number be F and the initial number has already been given as 80 upon the original quantity. In this case, the original quantity was 80. So I can write it to be 80 times of 100. Now, if I want to simply solve this, so this would be 20 times of 5 and this would be 16. So 16 would be equal to F minus 80, or F would be equivalent to 80 plus 16. So that would be 96. So we can say that the final value of 80 after it has been increased by 20% is simply 96. Now suppose if I want to generalize this, so what I can write as 20 equivalent to final value minus, let us assume the initial value was I upon I into 100. So if I want to simplify this, so this would be 5. So 1 by 5 equivalent to F by I minus I by I, which is 1. So F by I equivalent to 1 plus 1 by 5, which is 6 by 5. So we can say that the final value is nothing but 6 by 5 times of the initial value, or final value is 1.2 times the initial value. So can we say that when the initial value 80 in this case has been increased by 20%, then the new value is 120% of the initial value, and 120% of the initial value is nothing but 120 upon 100 times of I, and which is nothing but 1.2 times of I. So instead of going through this process again and again, what we can simply do is whenever the number is increased by 20% or say 30% or 40%, so the number becomes 120%, 130% or 140%. So simply we can use that and we can simply write the final value as that percentage or that decimal times of the initial value. Again, if I say that one number has been increased by say 180%, so we can say that the final value has now increased to 280% as the number is increased by 180%. So 100% plus 180%, so that is 280%. So the final value would be 280% of the initial value, which is nothing but 2.8 times of the initial value. So the final value would be 2.8 times of I. So we can simply use this to solve many big problems. Okay, so now let us say that the initial number has been decreased by 20%. So we can say that initially the number was 100%, but now it has been decreased by 20%. So we can say that the number left is now 100 minus 20%, which is 80% of the original value. So we can say that the final value in this case would be 80% of the initial value, or final value would be 0.8 times of the initial value. So whether the number has been increased or decreased, we can apply the same logic here and we can simply find the final value. Okay, so now let us try to see the percentage to fraction conversion and vice versa. Suppose if I have the percentage as 50%, so this can be written as 50 upon 100, which is nothing but 1 by 2. So the equivalent fraction of 50% is 1 by 2, or we can say the equivalent percentage conversion of 1 by 2 is 50%. So whenever we want to convert the percentage into fraction, we need to divide the number by 100. And if I have the fraction 1 by 2 and I want to convert this number into percentages, I need to multiply it by 100. So in this case, this would be equivalent to 50%. So here you can see a list of some percentages to fraction conversion, vice versa. For example, 1 is equivalent to 100%, 1 by 2 is equivalent to 50%, 1 by 5 is equivalent to 20%, 1 by 7 is equivalent to 14.28%, 1 by 15 is equivalent to 6.66%, 1 by 18 is equivalent to 5.55%, and so on. I would suggest you all to remember the percentage to fraction conversion and vice versa at least till 1 by 20. Again, if you wish, you can remember 1 by 21, 1 by 22 equivalent percentage conversion as well. But it will be much helpful if you are able to remember at least till 20. Okay, so now let us try to see how can we make the use of this percentage to fraction conversion and vice versa. Suppose I want to find what is 37.5% of the number 880. So the normal way of doing this is 37.5 upon 100 times of 880. Now you can see here, we can cancel this 0. We can multiply this 88 times of 37.5, and whatever the result we have, we can divide it by 10. So this is one way of finding the answer. But if you are able to remember this percentage to fraction conversion, then we can simply use that in a very convenient way. For example, 37.5% can be written as 3 times of 12.5%, and this is times of 880. Now we know that 12.5% is equivalent to 1 by 8. So this can be written as 3 times of 1 by 8 times of 880. Now simply we can cancel this out. So this is 110. So 3 times of 110 will give us simply 330. So we can see here the calculation becomes very easy when we are able to convert this percentage into its equivalent fraction. Let us see some more examples here. If I want to find 55.55% of 900, again I can write it as 55.55 upon 100 times of 900. So I can cancel this out, and then I can multiply this times of 9. Or else, if we look at here, this is 1 by 9 is equivalent to 11.11%. So this 55.55% can be written as simply 5 times of 11.11% times of 900. Why? Because this 11.11% can be written as 1 by 9. Now we can cancel 900 and 9. So this would be 100, and 5 times of 100 would become 500. So we can see that the calculation becomes very much easy in this case. Let us try to see one more example. I want to find 87.5% of the number 1600. So one way again, 87.5 upon 100 times of 1600. So we can multiply and we can get the answer. Else 87.5% can be written as 100 minus 12.5% of 1600. Why am I writing in terms of 12.5%? Because I know the equivalent fraction conversion of 12.5%. So this 100% can be written as 1, and 12.5% can be written as 1 by 8, and this would be 1600. So 1 minus 1 by 8 will give us 7 by 8 times of 1600, and this would be 200, and that would be 7 times of 200 will give us 1400. So you can see whenever we are able to remember this percentage to fraction conversion, vice versa, the calculation becomes very much easy. So these are some basic examples which I have shown it to you. You can practice some more examples, and slowly and gradually you'd be able to make the best use of percentage to fraction conversion and vice versa. Okay, so now let us see the successive percentage increase or decrease. Suppose if I have a number n, now this number n say has been increased by a% first, and then again increased by say b%, then the overall increase or decrease in the number n would be given by a plus b plus a times of b upon 100. For example, say if I have a number 100, this number has first been increased by 10%, and then again this number has been increased by say 20%. So let us try to go with the normal way. So 100, when it has been increased by 10%, so this has now become 110%. So times of 1.1, so now it has become 110. Now again this number has been increased by 20%. So this number now has become 120% of itself, which is nothing but 110 times of 1.2. So if you calculate this, this will now become 132. So the initial number was 100, now it has become 132. So we can say that overall there is a increase of 32% in this number. Now the same we could have calculated by simply using this formula. So here A is 10, B is 20. So 10 plus 20 plus 10 times of 20 upon 100. So 10 plus 20 will become 30. Plus 0, 0, 0, 0 cancel out. So this is 2. So this is now become 32%. So overall, the number has now increased by 32% when first it has been increased by 10% and then it has been increased by 20%. One thing we need to be careful here is, now since in both these cases the number has increased by 10% and 20%, so we have taken plus 10 and plus 20 in this formula. But suppose In the second case, it has been decreased by 20%. So it has been decreased by 20%. So here we need to take the value of B as minus 20 instead of plus 20. So that's the only thing we need to be careful about, that whenever there is a decrease, I need to use the value as minus, and whenever there is a increase, I need to use the value as plus. Rest, we can use the same formula to calculate the successive percentage increase or decrease of a number. So if we use the value of B as minus 20, so this will become 10 minus 20 plus 10 times of minus 20 upon 100. So this would be minus 10 and this would be minus 2. So this would be minus 12. So that means when the number is first increased by 10% and then again it has been decreased by 20%, then overall there is a decrease of 12% in the overall number. So this minus sign indicates that the overall number decreases by 12%. So the final number would be 100% minus 12%, that is 88% of the original number. So in this case, this would be 100 times of 88%, that is 0.88. So this will become 88. So when the number 100 initially was increased by 10% and then again decreased by 20%, then the final number would be 88, which we can calculate simply by using the successive percentage increase or decrease formula. So in today's video, we have seen some basic of percentages. In the next video, we'll be solving some word problems on percentages, and we'll be also using the shortcuts that we have learned in today's video. So I hope you have learned about the basics of percentages, but still if you have any confusion, then do watch the video again. And still if you have any doubts or question, then please put it in the comment box. I'll try to answer each one of your queries. So if you like my video, then please do subscribe my channel and also share with your friends. I'll see you all in my next video. Till then, keep learning, keep sharing, and keep growing. Thank you.